Good day, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I am your host, the voice of reason. Wanted to do a special update this February 18th, 2022. We have intel coming in on the current crisis between Russia and Ukraine, and it would appear that preparations are being made by the Ukrainians to evacuate the capital city of Kiev. So, as we know, tensions are continuing to escalate. We're hearing reports that fighting is now occurring on a fairly wide scale and higher intensity in the eastern separatist areas. We have not seen a Russian move across the border as of yet in other areas. However, with that being said, it does appear that at least a operational plan is in place for Kiev to be evacuated. So Kiev is a huge city. Roughly 3 million people in its metropolitan area. As you can see here on the map, I'm looking at Kiev right now. So it is a city that is divided by the Dnieper River. So you have East Kiev on the east bank, and then obviously the larger part of the city on the west bank. So what does this mean if the Ukrainians are looking to evacuate Kiev, with the exception, mind you, of individuals of the armed forces and necessary public works individuals? So, what does that mean? That means, in all probability, that the Ukrainian military has decided not to declare Kiev a open city. So, what is an open city? So, in all likelihood, in other conflicts, we have seen some cities get declared an open city to prevent them from being shelled and or bombed. We saw that in World War II with Paris and some other cities that in which the local inhabitants decided to capitulate and allow the opposing force to move into said city. Now, it would appear that the Ukrainian military is not going to declare Kiev an open city. It is going to try to get the innocent inhabitants out of the city, evacuate the city, and then allow the military to fight in and around Kiev, which quite frankly is going to cause a significant amount of destruction. I'm not sure how the Ukrainians are going to relocate 3 million people, or the better part of 3 million people, and how that is going to look. But it sounds like right now there is at least a operational plan in place to evacuate Kiev at some point if and when the Russian military crosses the border and lays and quite possibly at some point lays siege to Kiev. So, is that feasible? Is it really possible that they could evacuate Kiev? I guess it is. It would take some time to get 3 million people, inhabitants, out of Kiev, and it's just something that I don't envision that they probably see it happening, but it does sound like that is at least a plan that they are looking at instituting if and when this actually happens and or occurs. Again, it has not happened yet. We're still watching things very closely. There are a lot of movements going on right now, but again, when the Russians attack, uh, you are going to know that it has happened, especially if it is a wide-ranging attack on with the operational plan to seize control of most of Ukraine or to take Kiev. You're going to see what would be the Russian version of shock and awe. But again, right now, what we're seeing is localized fighting taking place along the eastern separatist areas, and we're going to continue to monitor that, as obviously that could be used as a pretext for further operations by the Kremlin if Vladimir Putin and his inner circle decides to cross the Rubicon and enter the Ukraine with the intent to subjugate and or possible regime change. So we'll continue to monitor and report with more to come very soon. Have a good day, everybody.